guys, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Kartika Hanifah and my student number is 88. I'm from Department English of Education. So guys, here like the previous video, I'm going to review again, but now I'm going to review a textbook. So guys, in this video I would like to explain about the book identity, and the second is the book's explanation, and the last is the review. So without any further ado, let's get started. Guys, the first one I'm going to tell you about the book identity. The title of this textbook is Academic Vocabulary in Use. It's published by Cambridge University Press and it published on 2008, and it's contained with the 169 pages, and the genre of this book is short book. So I'm going to tell you about the authors of this book. There are two authors of this book. So the first one is Michael McCarthy, and Michael McCarthy is Emeritus Professor of Applied Linguistics in the University of Nottingham, UK. Well known as an expert on the teaching and learning of a grammar and vocabulary. So the next one is author. The second author is Felicity Odell, and Dr. Felicity Odell is a part-time tutor at the Institute of Education, University of London, where she helps to run a course in online education and training. So guys, the second I'm going to retelling you about the book. Like, this is a book's explanation. So before we go to the books of explanations, I will show the table of the content of this book. They are contained with the 6 chapters. The first is working with academic vocabulary, and the second is word combination, and the third is at academic situations, and the fourth is ways of telling about, and the fifth opinions and ideas, and the last is functions. So the first is working with academic vocabulary. What is that? This chapter is talk about the vocabulary that is used in academic. Of course, from what is special about academic English and noun phrases, the key of noun, verb, adjective and adverbs, phrasal verbs, and expressions, words with several meanings, and also explain metaphors and idioms. And in these chapters, we know that the key for find the vocabulary, of course. So in this chapter, it's contained as sub-chapters. There are 9 sub-chapters, and I'm going to show you. First is what is special about the academic English, and the second is key nouns. The third is key verbs. The fourth is key adjective. Fifth is key adverbs. 6 is phrasal verb in academic English, and the next is key quantifying expressions, and the next is words with the several meaning, and the last is metaphors and idioms. So guys, the second chapter is about word combinations, and this chapter is mainly discussed about the noun can combine with the what, like adjective plus noun and noun plus verb, something like that. And also in these chapters, in the word combination is explained to combine word is frequent in academic writing and sometimes find as adjective. So guys, this second chapter, there are 7 subchapters. The first is nouns and the words they combine with, and the second is adjective and noun combination, and the third is verb and the word they combine with, and the fourth is prepositional phrases, and the fifth is verb and preposition, and the sixth is nouns and prepositions, and the last is fixed expression. Okay guys, next to the third chapter. Okay, the third chapter is about the academic institutions, and we know all about, in this chapter it's talk about, we know all about anything at academic institution until what happened in there. And in this chapter is we got informations from how to fill application with the process and the system, academic course, and until the online learning. So before the students join, they have a picture, they have images of what happened in there, what happened in the future. And of course, this chapter is contained about the subchapters too. There are 6 subchapters. First is applications from college and university in the UK system, and system compared like the US and the UK. And the fourth is academic courses, and the fifth is study habits and skills, and the last is about the online learning. The fourth chapter is talking about the ways of talking about. This chapter discuss about the word often used when you be able to write, when you able to using the vocabulary in this unit, like the sources, data, numbers, statistics, graphs and diagram, and time, also cause and effect. So it will help you to avoid the repetitions in your writing. And also this chapter is contained about the 8 subchapters. The first is sources, the second is fact, evidence and data, the third is number, the fourth is statistic, the fifth is graphs and diagram, and the sixth is money and educations, and the seventh is time, and the last is cause and effect. And of course, the fifth chapter is talking about the opinions and ideas. This chapter is discussed about when we want to handle our writing for academic writing. So we have to know that the idea after that this after that the meaning, and of course the point of the view of that meaning. After that we can analyze of the result that we got and look the degrees, so we can't presenting. And this unit deals with the same vocabulary, which will help you to handle certainly in academic writing. So yeah, and also this chapter is contained about the 7 subchapters. The first is talking about ideas, the second is reporting what others say, the third is analysis of the result, the fourth is talking about the meaning, the fifth is research and study aims, and the fifth is talking about the points of view, and the last is the degrees of the certainty. And we arrive in the last chapters. The last chapter is talking about the functions. This chapters is discuss about the functions vocabulary in some units. I think in these chapters it's talk about how we have to classifying the word, like comparing the word, and describing the problem, and got the summary, so we can organizing our writing. So yeah, and can make a good of presentations. So that's all about the book explanation. Yeah. So of course I'm forget about mentions about the subchapters. Okay, the last chapters is contained about the 13 subchapters, which is more than before. Okay, I'm going to mention about all of them. First is presenting an argument. Second is organizing your writing. The third is making a presentations. The fourth is describing research methods. The fifth is classifying. The sixth is making connections. And also the next is comparing and contrasting. And the next is describing a problems. The next is describing about the situations. And the next is processes and pros. Sorry, I have trouble on my phone, so I will continue mentions these subchapters. The last is processes and procedures, and the next is describing change, and after that is about the evaluations and emphasis, and the last is summary and conclusion. And that's all about the book's explanation. So I'm going to review these text explanations. So guys, of this textbook. So I'm going to review this book about the strength and the weakness. Depends on my opinion. The first is the strength, which is I like. What I like from this book, it's because this book is give many examples, and after each of the material, they give us exercise, and also the writer give us some readings to build our vocabulary, to improve our vocabulary. That is strengths from this book. And the second is the weakness, depend on my opinion, which is I didn't like, because even though there are many examples in this book, when I start the reading of this book, there's no explanation, so I just guessing what are they. But it helps when we see the example. I think that's all. Oh, one again. And after that, about the font, I didn't like the font because it looks like messy, and for me, such as wearing a glasses, it's make my eyes hurt. Yeah, and the space used are too tight. There's tight, and also actually I confused when I chose this genre, because it's like instructions, but it's like a workbook. So yeah, I just confused from that. So yeah, when I read this book, I didn't enjoy because the font are messy. So that's all from my review textbook. Oh yeah, this book is very suitable for all the new students who entered the university, of course, and and also why? Because the writer tell about the use vocabulary for academic, and mostly this book is presented by the different, I mean not different, but the language that the writer used is quite difficult. So that's why I said that this book is suitable for students who want to enter the college. and it's also suitable for me for increase my vocabulary. So that's all for me from me for reading for review this textbook. Thank you so much. See you next time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.